another trend. In fact, I actually find it interesting just how many times some kind of maritime vessel is featured in one of their residents.
The first few hours of the game is actually very unsettling.
I agree. Dark corridors and hallways that are so close together that moving by can be a greater up.
No doubt is right. Great for popping out events and skipping maybe earlier in second speed. The atmosphere was perfect for those kinds of moments, but it's really just too bad that they kept getting interrupted by all the different character settings.
Absolutely. Being pulled out of the Zenobia, didn't be running around some snowy plains as either Christian and searching partner.
But I also want to add that I really liked how some of the special doors were open. A lot of work went into that, and I appreciated it.
Sure. It's just too bad that all the terror kind of goes out with the lights game. Not to mention taking a backseat to all the espionage. Hence why it's our number 10.
That's not a problem. Not at all.
And we can't forget that it also houses some of the previous bosses of the franchise, no cap.
Like I said,
I feel like the gaming bottle was throw an article with Resident Evil meets James Bond, two ways writing horror thrillers.
Yeah. Moving on, this next one was such an interesting concept that I'm happy to consider it. The Raccoon City Zoo. Make fun of it all you want, but even though it's a bit ridiculous, this is one of those times where it fits so well. Like, I can imagine a meeting where all the developers were sitting around, maybe joking that they were actually able to put a giant alligator in the sewers. And then one of them looks up and says, well, why not say it came from the local zoo? And then it just snowballs from there. We're fine. An infected elephant named Oscar chasing the survivors around, with lions and hyenas.
Damn, when you put it that way, it's kind of dealing.
I just want to know where the monkeys are.
Excuse me?
Yeah, keep going.
Well, this is a zoo, right? So where are the monkeys? They show this huge gorilla in the beginning, and they even have goddamn zebras and a rhino. Yet no monkeys? We only get to the zero?
Yes, where they belong. Back on track, like I had said, the concept of the zoo was interesting in its steps. Most of the time in these games, we always end up getting very industrial with the level designs.
I agree, especially in 5.
Careful, Doc.
Yeah, I'm sure we're all super happy to be respecting to a local African village just to wind up in yet another factory setting out in the middle of the swamp. That really screams great setting for infected fuckers to me.
Oh man, it's so close to getting cancer. Don't come together.
Now I can actually see where he's coming from with that. In fact, using some of what Donnie just said, it's interesting that 5 didn't even try to use some of the African fauna against Chris and Shep. I mean, the closest you ever get are those dogs, but nothing like a zombified hyena or a fucking lion.
I really hate those things. It's a more aggressive type of grocery dog film.
Plus, getting absolutely pounded by the elephant. Which I would like to point out that he also does the two-legged man trademark that all stalker enemies seem to love to do. Hey, you! But also, what the fuck did the virus actually do before Oscar's cut? Does the virus attack the bones? Because that's the necromorphic shit right there.
All that being said, the Raccoon City Zoo sits near the bottom of the list because even though running from zombie elephants and infected serial mascots was dope, unless you have good communication, you can easily become kind of a challenge. And I'm not lying.
Did you just try to tell a joke?
Don't quit your day job.
What day job?
Oh, fuck, focus. I'm still more celebrated than the two of you combined. Anyways, Joe, why not take the next one?
Right, so for the next place, speaking within the vicinity of the big RC, I think we all agreed that the first nest under the Raccoon City was kind of a sweet area to explore a bit.
Yes, and even though the one in the OG was the very first time we all see just how influential Umbrella is to Raccoon City, it's really the remake version that seemed to bring more life into it.
The OG really didn't.
Not just zombies, but I mean, like, it was like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Everyone was invited.
On that note, seeing break rooms and active mapping pods were interesting. Umbrella's HR department must have been great.
Hey now, is Sleepy Joe here for a comeback? Remembering those nap rooms got you feeling nostalgic?
Remembering why you annoy me so much.
Actually, another piece of life that the Nest gives is personal emails. Like these ones between Lee and Mendoza that get sadder as you read on, evolving into him reminiscing about college sweethearts and borrowing comic books. I also want to point out that the login sheet for their nap room has a man who's named after 2 characters from the show Archer.
No, I'm not happy. Guess what?
There's something that I wanted to point out, too.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, did anyone else notice that the level 1 wristband only opens up doors leading to the cafeteria and nap room? You need a level 2 upgrade to even get the bridge to extend to the east wing, which is where most of the research is being done. So how did level ones even do their job?
Obviously, they had to cross while holding hands with somewhere higher up to get them into a better position that they so blatantly didn't deserve nor earn. Sound familiar?
Oh, fuck off that shit.
No, you guys are wrong. Apparently, either you both don't remember or can't read, because the level one understands for business. Pay more attention next time.
Sorry, I'm not a massive boy learner like you.
I mean, I knew that already, but I just wanted to make my wish go. All that being said, it's still yet another laboratory at tail end of presidential game. We can't that long. Umbrella has a clause in their construction contract to no less than one bottom of pit filled with testing. Badass.
No kidding, bottom pit. Look at that chasm. How in the hell do you dig that far down and not end up in China?
People go straight through to China. If it happens, it happens.
No way could being hidden prior to huge vertical pit.
Pulling back, the person has to create for Lauren to show where and how the virus is made, as well as how much of a grip Umbrella had on the town. So I have no problem with sitting in number 9.
Held them like an iron fist.
Well, you know how it is there. Sometimes you just gotta grab them by
Shut the fire up.
Jesus Christ. I was gonna say hands.
Let's just move on, Donnie, before Saki comes back in here with the pipe again. Besides, I'm sure you're just dying to start glazing over this one like you did while we were making the list.
Don't you shade me for my proclivities, Sith Lord, and leave mine on your own castle, which is next up on our list.
The building that's about to happen, folks.
Stay on target, Donnie.
Look, all I'm saying is that it's pretty much the most memorable place in Village. It's gigantic, it's elegant, it's beautiful.
Still talking about the castle, right?
Not to hop onto the greatest train Donnie's got going, but I get it. After wandering the village for a bit and surviving the classic fuck up the townspeople did themselves, it's a great segue into the horror that Ethan was walking into. This castle was known for preying on the people of Northern so much that even the villagers themselves knew to stay away from it.
This is full of nothing but blood and death.
That's true, yet for some reason it didn't really stop them from filling out job applications to cooks and maids. I wonder if any of them had to answer what their blood type was.
The background checks must have been the same. Must enjoy working indoors, no access to windows or the outside, and your blood cannot have any abnormalities for their new branded wine. Fails need not apply.
Oh man, can we talk about that cellar for a moment? Like, is that just a flood of wine? Or is it just get blood filling up the place?
Really, Joe, like some kind of blade blood raid went on down there? But that was the real thing.
I think we need to check this home with
Well, either A, it's blood, and Alcina is just allowing the food supply to the waste. Or B, it's wine, and those drunk bitches are sloshed like this with the silver party.
All good questions, but you guys are missing the big one. Like you should take contract to make a bathtub that's big.
Jesus Christ.
Off the wine. Lady keeps going to Belle Delphine round with that tub, and she's been able to buy another castle.
Now I'm starting to understand how you bankrupt the two casinos.
Okay, giant furniture aside, you've been wandering the castle, this enormous structure that stares down onto the village like a gargoyle. This is the game's biggest plus. Seeing all the Gothic statues and Victorian-style designs paired with medieval torture devices and stone dungeons. Duke said it best when you approach it.
It's a great trip to go from a fancy sitting room you see on Down Abbey to a labyrinthine cellar from Saw. How even smashing those 16th, 17th century vases feels so satisfying to do. And the RE engine pulls it off so well.
Also, in sort of a weird way, I kind of like how you can go outside for a bit and it's still morning. The snow covering the castle's rooftops felt very Bram Stoker to me, right down to the annoying bat-like fire.
Maybe to do it over the time.
I agree. However, that's also this section's biggest downfall.
Yeah, having the Demonstress act like blood-sucking vampires. The lack of variety of enemies. And Alcina only being in it for the first couple hours and all went down.
The old lady switched captain on hold on the world. I can't even get mad at that. It's genius.
Exactly. Which is why Castle Demetrius sits at number 7 on it. All right, moving on to a place that was a bit of a battle to even add to this list, because one of us didn't even want to mention it at all. So it would be Rockford Island.
We're going to have to start talking about that shrill voice daddy used to having teeth shit.
Not if you don't bring him up, though.
Yeah, just let it go. Just because Steve is in this doesn't mean it lowers the aesthetic of the area.
I'm actually talking about Alfred Ashley. Whatever, let's get this going.
All right, then. So I know we're cheating a bit, but Donnie and I just couldn't figure out which we liked better between the prison section of the island or the Ashford Palace itself. So rather than separate them, we just decided to combine them.
Right, running around in what felt like some sort of internment camp was interesting, especially when you learn that it's specifically meant for people who have been caught on the wrong. You made me lose my train of thought.
This place is where they would have ended up easily. Like Clara, the blinded little shit.
And then you find yourself at the Ashford Palace, and it's got the same eeriness of the Spencer Estate. Zombies stumbling around, weird traps and doors with special ways to unlock them. And although Mr. Giggles kind of kills the immersion of the game whenever he pops in. Finally learning more about Umbrella and another original founder of the company is a plus as well.
And then there's the private residence too. You can inside that place and climb those stairs, all while that weird fucking statue is hanging from the ceiling. It's very Castlevania-esque, if you ask me.
Goddamn, the actors were fucking weird. I love it.
Doesn't it mean that there's some architect out there that is crazy and Jordan Trevor?
Crazy enough to put that fucking box that emits the single most annoying sound in the game.
Oh, that's right.
God damn it, I hate that thing. It completely slows down my progress.
It stalls everything. It just adds yet another check on my list.
Dude's actually mad that they put a security box for metallic items inside of the bottom of prison.
True.
I mean, like, I hate it, but I get it.
Look, having one of those boxes at the entrance makes sense, but two on either side of that corridor, what the fuck are they trying to protect? Fucking stupid.
Who would have guessed that Steve wasn't the only thing you had a problem with in this?
That is a fucking stretchy arm fucking slapping player around the way Steve no consent to even Burnside only dreams about.
Okay, let's step back. Yes, the box sucks. Yes, the rubber buggers are annoying. But those camera comparisons with just how awesome the first half of Photografic is. There are certain things that give off an eerie disturbance that was once what these people had to endure. Keep in mind, not every zombie here is from Umbrella.
Yeah, this was like Umbrella's version of Kid Mode.
The barracks covered in blood, the prison cell that Claire was stuck in at the beginning. All of these points to a secret the public didn't even know about.
I mean, they have a killer team that looks fully functional. They have their own private cemetery for the body. The implications of that alone show just how thick the action was. That's why I love running around these areas.
All right, Mom and Dad, you can stop scolding me now. I can see it. Can we move on?
Yeah, let's get into the top five.
Better. So number 5 is going to have to go to yet another castle, but one that I think is more influential than the last. Castle Salazar from the
Of course, this would be the top 5.
Joe, I swear to God, if you're going to keep up this senile stance,
Slow down, Donnie. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just a little surprised this is above the village. Let's just keep going.
It wasn't too hard to choose, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, though. The village in the beginning chapters were creepy and does its job well in introducing the player to the environment and situation that Leon was going to be in. But for me, at least, the dread really doesn't take on until you arrive at the castle.
definitely. The thing that gets to me first, of course, is the tonal shift of the development. Those came at me with hands raised and weapons drawn. But the cultists would just walk so slow in their black robes that their voices came, and some would even laugh.
Dead ass, that whispering was so goddamn menacing.
Okay, so I know that I'm on the card on already still out, but I actually do agree with the both of you that the castle is pretty much what the game is. Not to mention it's the longest section of the entire game.
Oh, is this where we find out that you actually think it's an S-tier game and you've been plotting it up this entire time?
Top 10 enemy quit.
Fucker quit. It's still mediocre, but at least with the castle, the game takes a turn into the dimension.
And you would know all about that, wouldn't you?
Shut up, guy, before he changes his mind.
Yes, anyways, not only does the castle have the best ambience and architecture in the entire game, but it also has the most variety of enemies as well. We got the Zelda, the Gyarados, the Novus.
You get to fight with people as well.
And they also upgraded the flaggers to those annoying ones that can one shot. Not to mention the dogs that make Cujo look like a puppy. I don't care who you are, the maze is a great addition. Sure, it got tedious and you got spun around, but it's not like you and Ashley would do during that time, like we did in the remake. Plus, that was a little tidbit to say with a nice touch, too.
There are plenty of moments in the game that are downright creepy. Like walking into a room and seeing all those zealots standing in front of an upside-down statue.
Some rooms are creepy, some are also just plain weird to have. Like that giant fuck-off lava balloon that's just right in the middle of everything.
Don't knock that shit. Remember, there's also where you get to fight two gigantes at the same time.
Actually, Joe's kind of right. Along with the various enemies throughout the castle, there are plenty of what the fuck moments in the rooms, too. For every long hallway or scaled rampart that's brimming with immersion, you also get a room with a giant drill or a fucking Gatling gun.
Not to mention the little Scooby-Doo like traps just sitting around.
Hard to disagree with the traps. That shit just shows off Salvador's charm.
That is working a little bit distant taste here. Really goes to the traps.
Only because it leads to probably one of the worst part of the castle area, and that's actual section. All she does is crawl underneath, throw lanterns, crawl in rats in. That fucking slider puzzle.
We covered this shit back in the characters list, and I won't allow us to devolve back into a secure stock movie. We're on with the show.
No shit.
Fair enough.
Besides, I like how Salazar reacts to whenever Leon outsmarts him.
Shit, that's right. We haven't even mentioned the best part about the castle, which is that Salazar constantly taunts you throughout the area, practically the moment you enter it.
Okay, yeah, Salazar calling up Leon whenever he wanted was the best. It was obviously something they ruined when they didn't repeat it.
Now, let's go ahead and move on to the number 4 spot, which not only is technically bigger than the castle in scale, but also has a much bigger impact on the series as a whole. Raccoon City in 3OG.
Experiences. Discover new ways of start to delicious.
In a boost of confidence. Because you know, Joey was just thinking this entire time. Like, yo, see that flame torsion? All fusion. Yo, swear that Josia is way better than flame torsion, but I didn't say this a book.
It's all about the so there's this is one of those topics for small things. Without further ado, the battle of two monsters. That first one on the space deck. For some reason.
Yeah, that's the funny part. Two failed monsters. Two monsters that killed planes.
And the
Better than that monster once, but
And the funny thing is, they have to make that version just so, it doesn't get a retcon, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, oh, it's right.
Well, what does that mean?
Retcon is like,
Yeah.
they released the new Guilty card and it's a blue-flame swordsman. Because Joey's played it in the main deck, essentially.
Yes.
Alright, okay. Also, there's no Guilty cards and there's no Guilty cards. That's why we decided to be kind of
Oh, yeah. Very interesting, but they released it.
Seth Hack.
Oh, okay.
You want that?
Oh my goodness!
You know,
Oh, I hate it. Okay. You know what? It's okay. I'm telling you a turtle.
not the UFO turtle. It's only from